What's up everyone, it's Natalie and it has been 1 year since I quit my job, since I posted a video of me explaining that I quit my job, which is crazy to me that it's already been 1 year. I am filming the most nerve-wracking video I have had to film in quite a while. I feel like I can't even make eye contact. As you can tell, obviously by the title, this is not clickbait. I quit my job. I remember it so vividly, but then it also seems like so many years have gone by since then. It's one of those weird, feels so close but also yet so far. But I'm really excited to be filming this video for you guys and this recap, and I just really wanted to sit down a year later and kind of just explain to you guys how it has been since I've quit my job, because I know a lot of people probably do have questions, or if you are going through a similar situation or you're just curious, I think this is something a lot of people are curious about and a lot of people have definitely a lot of opinions about. But hopefully I can clear the air, because I know when you first announce that you're gonna quit your job, most of the opinions are like, you're gonna regret this is a bad decision, blah blah blah. It's gonna be interesting to film this a year later and let you guys know how it's been and just a little recap about it. Hey everyone, I'm interrupting this video for our sponsor, Squarespace. I thought it was fitting also because we're talking about what I've been doing a year after I quit my job, and also kind of financial stability. Anyways, you guys already know I love Squarespace. I have worked with them on countless of videos. They are a huge reason of how I was able to quit my job and work for myself, because I use Squarespace to run my consulting business. So Squarespace helped me build my website and it helped me get my consulting business up and running. So within just a few weeks, I was able to get my consulting website completely up and running, and honestly probably could have taken me quicker if I really had a clear vision of what I was going to do. It is the best website builder because it's completely customizable. It has all the analytics on there. It helps you with SEO. It has everything integrated into Squarespace, so you don't need to really buy a bunch of third-party sites. Really, everything is integrated. I mean, I use my calendar system on Squarespace where people can book appointments with me. I use the product tool on Squarespace where I sell my own ebook, and you can also sell physical product on there. I use the analytics where I can see how people are coming to my business. I even use their blog with SEO tips and stuff like that. If you guys are in the same boat as me and are quitting a job to kind of start your side hustle, or you just want to start something, you want to start your own business, I think Squarespace is the perfect website builder that you guys need to use. I also have a 10% off coupon for you guys, so if you guys go to squarespace.com/NatalieBarbu or type in Natalie Barbu at checkout, you guys can check it out. Thank you so much, Squarespace, for sponsoring today's video. Definitely make sure that you use my promo code if you guys want to get started. I know that you guys won't regret it. And now let's just get back into the video. So I'm going to give you guys a backstory first, in case some of you guys have recently found me or this is your first video that you're seeing of me. Basically, I am going to tell you a whole job story of mine starting when I was 15, and I'm going to try to make this quick. I started YouTube when I was 15 years old, and this was in 2011. It was 9 years ago. I'm 24 right now. I started when I was a teeny tiny baby. I did it all throughout high school and all throughout college. Definitely more seriously in college though. I will say I definitely had a more consistent schedule in college, and I was posting way more frequently, and that's when I definitely saw a lot of growth in my channel. While I was in college, I was also studying industrial engineering. So I got my bachelor's degree from NC State University in industrial engineering, and I think that's a lot of where people have issues with why I quit my job, is because I did get such a technical degree. But I always knew, if you guys watch videos from when I was younger, before going into college, I was always I want to start my own business. I really want to become a stylist, and I think that would just be really cool to have the job of a stylist. I kind of just want to tell you guys about something that I want to do. I want to become a stylist for teenagers, young adults, even adults if they need help or anything. I can do it through online, and I would just be charging a $20 flat fee, and then you guys can give me your budgets, and then I will find all the clothes that you want. You guys can tell me I'm trying to look more edgy, I'm trying to look girly, and I would ask you for a few pictures of your style. I will meet that budget, and I will also kind of just give you ideas. Like, I'm not gonna buy it without you approving, but I'm just going to make life easier for you guys. And if your parents are willing to let you, if you're under 18, then that would be great. You can talk to them about it. But yeah, it would be a $20 flat fee, and I would just kind of be shopping around for you. I've just always wanted to own my own business one day, and I thought industrial engineering was just a good, stable job, because financial stability is something that has always been important to me, and it's something that my parents kind of always pushed. That's why they never really encouraged us, and some people are gonna have different opinions about this, but they never really encouraged us to go get a job that we were like passionate about. It was more what's gonna support you, and then you can work on your passions, but at least you have an income that's supporting you. So that's why I was like, perfect, if I want to start my own business one day, I'll still have like a steady job, and then I also have like the critical thinking skills needed to start a business. So that was my thought process on why I majored in that. I have a whole bunch of videos going in depth about industrial engineering, why I chose the major, why I chose engineering, what my classes were like, being a female in engineering, all of that I have different videos on, so you guys can definitely check those out too. When I was a senior in college, we had career fairs going on, so I went to one in the very beginning of the year. I think it was like August or September that the career fair started, and I really wanted to work for Accenture. I just became fixated on this one company because I love the projects that they worked on, I love the clients that they had. They just seemed like very, very cool people when I talked to them, and so I networked a lot with them. I like really wanted to work with them. I like contacted everyone at Accenture, like went to these like networking dinner things with them. Like I just like really wanted to get that job. And I also have a video explaining how I got my job in consulting and all about consulting if you guys are curious about that too. I'm gonna have everything linked down below. I got that job in September. I went through 3 rounds of interviews and finally got the job in September of my senior year. So I got it very, very, very early on senior year. I was pretty much like chilling all of senior year. Like, yeah, I did have some like hard classes my first semester, but my second semester I only did 9 credits. I wasn't even technically a full-time student, and I just like, it was so nice. Like I had so much free time, classes were easy, and I set this up on purpose starting from like my freshman year because I knew I wanted my senior year to be like really easy. So I did that on purpose. Highly recommend if you guys are in college right now to like have a really easy senior year if it's possible for you. Summer classes, I got a lot of high school credit. I took like 7 AP classes in high school. So all of that stuff contributed to me being able to have like an easier load senior year. When I got the job senior year at Accenture, I was still doing YouTube, but I was definitely not making nearly as much money at that time. At that time, I'm honestly going to say I was probably making $20,000 to $30,000 a year on YouTube. Wasn't that much for a living. I'm not saying that's not like, that is so much money for a side hustle, but for me, knowing what my lifestyle is, $20,000 to $30,000 a year was not enough, so I couldn't just rely on YouTube to do that for me. I definitely was not even thinking about doing YouTube full-time, but I knew that I could. I knew, hey, I'm making this money now. I know that I can grow and probably be able to do this full-time and then also work on other things that I'm interested in as well. That's kind of how that happened. When I got my job, I wasn't thinking about doing YouTube full-time, and then by the time graduation came around, I was making a little bit more money, but it wasn't even that much more money. Like senior year, I was pretty much at that like 30,000 range, I would say. And so I still was like, okay, I don't think I can do this full time. Maybe it was a little more than 30,000, but I was like, I can't do this full time yet, but like pretty soon I can. Like I knew before I even started working at Accenture that I was not planning, hopefully, not to be there long, because I knew I always wanted to start my own business. That's why I actually had started my online store, and I was like, I just want to get my own business because I don't want to work corporate. Like before I even started working corporate, I was like, I want to own my own business. I started my online store, and that honestly didn't really work out that well, so I ended up quitting that store. A lot of people have questions about it. I've mentioned it in a ton of videos, but like never a full dedicated video. But yeah, I just didn't love it as much, didn't work out as much as I wanted it to, so I like closed down the store, which life happens, that happens, like no big deal. I knew that I wanted to own my own business one day and be my own boss. It wasn't the fact that I hated corporate, it was more my like passion for like wanting to be my own boss and start my own business from a very, very young age. And my parents really did like instill that in us. Like they've always were like, get a few years of experience in corporate and then leave and start your own thing. Like that was always what they would tell us. I've just like grown up in that sort of environment. Fast forward to working at Accenture, my YouTube channel grew a lot that past summer. I moved to LA, started working on YouTube way more, really focused a lot of time onto that. My YouTube channel grew while I was working at Accenture, and because I had that drive, I worked on my YouTube while I was working at Accenture so much. Like, it was unhealthy. If you want to see my video on why I quit my job, you guys can watch that as well. So fast forward to May. So I started working in September and I quit my job in May. I was making double of what I was making at Accenture, basically. Like, almost double, not quite double, but I surpassed what I was making at Accenture and way more when I was ready to quit my jobs. I think that's a lot of the questions was like, why did you quit? Like, financial stability, like whatever. I was able to save, so freaking fortunate, and like, I recognize my privilege in this. Like, I was so fortunate to be able to save my entire Accenture salary and not even touch it, and even like some of my YouTube salary, because of like my situation and my financial situation. Kind of uncomfortable for me to talk about on camera, but I feel like transparency is the best way to do it, and I know a lot, like, people just have a lot of judgments and assumptions, so I'm trying to just clear the air and really be honest with you guys. Once I was making like a lot more than I was making at Accenture, I was like, I can do this. I wasn't worried financially because of that situation, and because I was like, I'm fine. Like, I know I'm fine, and I'm gonna put so much work in, and I'm gonna have now all the time to put in work for all my other ventures. Like, my podcast I had started before I quit my job, so I was doing my podcast and YouTube while at my job, and I was like, I really want to start this consulting thing and this agency that I've been really wanting to do for a while now, and I can finally do it. There's no way I can do it while still working. So that is when I made the decision to quit my job. There is a lot more that goes into that. If you want to watch my quitting my job video, there was a lot of anxiety that was involved. I was just like having breakdowns. Like, I was unhappy, but more than just unhappy, I was also able to quit. And so I just want to clear the air and say that, and I'm not encouraging people to quit their jobs, because like I said, financial stability for me has always been such an important thing, and I stand by that today. Like, financial stability is really important for me, not because I'm greedy and I love money so much, but because you don't want to have financial issues. That just causes so much more stress in life, and there's already a lot of stress in life that you don't want money problems to be one of them. So that was my 10-minute backstory, and now I am going to answer a few questions post quitting my job. If you guys wanted to skip to this, then I'm so sorry. Okay. Whew, I talked fast. Did anyone watch that in 2x speed? I always watch videos in 2x speed, and sometimes when people talk fast, I'm like, oh, slow down. Do you regret it? Absolutely not. Like, there is not an ounce of regret in me. Like, I know that that was the best decision for me of my entire life. Like, I truly think the best decision of my life was starting my YouTube channel. Second best, quitting my job. Like, it was just such a relief for me. And this is me personally. This is not saying quitting your job is a good decision. This is my personal life. It was an amazing decision for me. Do you miss financial stability, or are you ever worried financially? I got so many questions about this, rightfully so, because people don't talk about money on YouTube, and that is definitely something I'm trying to talk about more. So if you guys have questions, definitely comment them down below, because I'd love to do a video or talk about it. I'm definitely going to be talking about it a lot more on my Patreon. If you guys want to subscribe to that and talk all about money about YouTube, and like how to determine your rates, how much you should get paid, how much YouTubers actually get paid, all of that stuff. But do I ever worry about financial stability? Because yes, it's true. Even if I was making a lot of money, it's still technically unstable. I rely on work from like people paying me, and it's not just like a steady paycheck every single month. So when coronavirus hit, I was a little bit worried that I was gonna have to dip into my savings, and I was worried because I was like, okay, if I don't make any money this month because there's literally 0 brand deals, like what am I gonna do? And AdSense has been cut so much. Like, all of your favorite YouTubers' AdSense has been dramatically cut. Like, mine has been cut by like 50%. Like, it's like really, really dramatic, because advertisers are just not putting money into AdSense right now. So that I was like, oh, that's a little scary. But now I think brands are back to normal again. So I did have, like, March was definitely my worst month, but it was still fine. Like, it was still a fine month, but it was definitely my worst month technically. I do invest my money as well, so it's not like all in my savings. It's a lot of investments as well. So yeah, I'm not really worried about my finances as of now, but that's not to say that I won't ever be worried. But as of now, I budget a lot. You guys know that I budget. I recommend everyone to budget, and I also just really track my expenses. Like, I don't spend more than I make. I don't even spend close to what I make, because I'm scared that one day I'm not gonna make that much, and then that lifestyle creep is gonna creep in, and like, I try not to spend that much, because I just there's just no need. Like, I don't need as much stuff anymore. I don't need to buy like the nicest things. I don't need to go out for every meal. So I am very conscious about what I'm spending because I do want to be able to invest a lot. And yeah, so if you guys want to talk about investing one day, maybe I'll make a video. I am so like such an amateur about it, but I do invest in the stock market with my financial advisor, so he helps me out with that and in different things. And then I am hoping to buy a house in North Carolina for me to like flip it and sell it and renovate it. I think that would be a really, really cool investment, and Charlotte is such an up and coming city, so I would love to do that in North Carolina. So I'm thinking about doing that as well. So one day, if I ever do buy that house, I would love to make videos all about the house buying process and like the flipping process, and I think that would be a really cool video idea. What do you miss about corporate? It's like the routine that you're in, but I don't even know if I really miss that. The social aspect, like you're constantly around people, which is really nice, but it sounds really bad. I really don't miss that much. I think just the biggest thing I miss, I guess, is the like social and routine aspect, but I feel like I've done a good job of doing that even on my own, so I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously financial stability is nice. Like, the benefits are nice. Like, health insurance with your company is really nice. You don't have to worry about that. Things like that are really, really nice. I feel like I enjoy the perks of working for myself a lot more, that I don't miss that much, if that makes sense. I don't know. I don't want this video to come across as like I hate corporate, because it's not. It's just my life. I am happier now than I was a year ago. And you did quit. How did you picture your life 1 year later? I love this question. So I definitely pictured myself in New York. When I quit my job, I knew that's it. I'm moving to New York. No excuses. I have wanted to move to New York, you guys, since I was 9 years old, and realistically wanted to move to New York since I was like 17. Like, I told my parents I wanted to go to NYU, and they wouldn't let me apply because they were like, who's gonna pay that money? Like, they were just like, absolutely not, we're not paying that. And I didn't want to go into student loan debt, because I don't know if, this is a side note, I don't know if you guys realize, like, North Carolina in-state tuition is, I believe, $8,000 for tuition. NYU is like 60,000 or something like that, or maybe it's like 40,000, then with everything it's 60,000. But like, the difference, it was like a no-brainer to my family that like, you're not gonna pay that money to go there when you have a perfectly good school in-state for $8,000 tuition, you know? That is why I never went to NYU, and I didn't go to college there, because I just financially couldn't. And so then I was like, okay, fine, won't go to college there, whatever, I'll get an internship there. That didn't happen either. I applied to a few, never heard back, but then I just like happened to get this internship in North Carolina. And then I was like, okay, I'll move there, I'll get a job there after college. So once I got Accenture, I was like, can I go to the New York office? Like, I really wanted to go to New York, and they're like, sorry, these are our only offices available for you. So then finally, when I quit my job, I was like, that is it. I'm done with excuses. I'm done with holding myself back. I am moving. Found a subleaser for my apartment and moved to New York, and it's been such an amazing decision. That was the third best decision of my life. So yeah, I pictured my life a year later, still working for myself. I didn't know exactly what that would look like, but I hoped it would be successful, happy, living in New York City, and I'm really happy. I mean, obviously, did not picture COVID-19. I don't think anyone did, so that definitely was not in the plans, but everything else I am just so thankful for, and so incredibly grateful. And like, I'm just making this video to like talk to you guys about that, and I don't want it to come across as I'm not grateful, because I seriously am. And I just want to say, none of this is possible without you guys. Like, I'm fully aware. That's why I try to respond to a lot of your DMs. I respond to your comments. I listen to your feedback. I try meeting you guys as often as possible, because I know that literally none of this happens without you. Like, I would not be here without you. I don't even know how to say that enough. Like, this would not happen if I did not have you guys. If you guys decide to leave, I would not have this. Like, it's not me, it's you. So thank you, seriously. What's something that you would do differently? I really don't think I would do anything differently. I think I left on really good terms. The fact that I left on such good terms really made me happy, because I would have never wanted it to be like, I hate this job sucks. Like, I was so grateful for that job. That was my dream corporate job. Like, that job, seriously, was like, that company was the dream. So I am so grateful that I got the chance to work there, and I like really made it known to them that like the experience here, the time here, even though it's not going to be forever. Like, I truly was so appreciative that they gave me a chance. And then also I gave them 6 weeks notice, so I gave them like plenty of notice, so it was really like I got to train the new person coming on. So I really think that I left on like extremely good terms with them, and that's something I'm really, really proud of and happy about. And if you guys are ever quitting your job, please do the same. Don't be like, I'm quitting, I'm out of here, I hate you guys. Because even if you do feel that way, which I did not feel that way, but even if you did, like, really try leaving on good terms. You never want to burn bridges, and you never know when you will need that person again or run into that person again. Do I feel weird telling people that I am a YouTuber? I used to feel a lot weirder about this. I used to hate it. I used to like cringe whenever I said it, and now I'm kind of just like, whatever. Like, who cares? It's 2020. So now, no, people just are like, oh my god, that's so cool, what do you do? And I think it's all about how you say it, because when I was really like insecure about it, I was like, oh yeah, I do YouTube, I know it's weird. Like, I would literally be like, yeah, I know, it's so weird. It's like, why do you gotta say it like that? Like, I don't know why I was saying it like that. So now I'm like, oh yeah, I do YouTube, and I'm like way more confident. And then it's like, oh, that's so cool, versus when I was like, yeah, it's so weird, they're like, oh really, that's like your full-time job? So it's all about, like, I think the way that you say it and the way you handle yourself. So I have just learned, like, listen, this is actually my job and I'm super proud of it, and yeah, I'm gonna say it. And then the last question that I'm answering is, will I ever go back to working a corporate job? While you guys are watching this, you're probably like, duh, no, like, you seem so much happier not working a corporate job. And like, if the choice was up to me and if everything stayed the same or better, no, I wouldn't. But I'm not immune to going back and getting a job if I need it. Like, if all of a sudden I wasn't making money, I'm going back to corporate. I'm using my degree, I'm going back to corporate. I'm like, no questions. Like, would I like to do that? Probably not. But if I needed to, would I? Like, 1,000,000%. So it's one of those things that's like, I'm so grateful that right now I do not have to, and I hope and I pray that I never have to, because I'm successful running my own business. Like, the end goal has always been to run my own business. So I hope and pray that Barbu Agency does well, that whatever I do in life does well. That's all I can hope for. But I'm not immune, again, like I said, to like going back and working for someone else. Like, if I need to, I will, and that's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I have my degree still. I can use that. I can use my experience trying to build a business. I mean, YouTube in itself is a business. So I would 100% go back if I needed to. Anyways, that was my 1-year recap. I hope that that answered questions. I've tried making this as honest as possible. Like, some things I've never talked about on this channel, I really wanted to make it really honest and transparent. And I want to thank you guys for supporting me along the way, because like I said, this literally would never be possible without you guys. And I know that as of now it sounds like just, oh, it's something I'm just saying, but like, seriously, like, I love interacting with you guys. I love responding to you. I just like literally would not be possible without you, and I hope you know that. Like, you guys are the reason that I'm here. All you. Like, yeah, if I could turn my camera on every single day, every single week, and film videos, but if no one's watching, I wouldn't be here. So it's literally all you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Like, truly, thank you. Thank you for supporting me. I hope that this video helped some of you guys. Again, I'm not encouraging people to quit. This is literally my story. This is not a PSA, you should quit your job, because like I said, you shouldn't if you are not able to. If you want to and you can, go for it. But if you are just like, meh, I don't like my job, I want to quit because Natalie quit, like, please don't do that. I don't think anyone is, but just saying. If anything, I encourage you guys all to work on side hustles while you are at your job, because it is possible to do it, and it is possible to make it your full-time income, whether it takes a few years. It's still possible. It took me 9 years to do it, so I know it sounds like a long time. It doesn't have to take 9 years. Mine took longer than normal, I feel like. But anyways, thank you guys again for watching. I hope this video helped clear some air, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.